Hey guys, this is Fadden. In today's video, I want to talk about the differences between Tekton and UrbanCode Deploy. Many of my customers lately been asking me about when to use Tekton as a CI/CD pipeline and when to use a release management and automation deployment solution or tool like UrbanCode Deploy. Before we jump into this question, let's first answer or describe what exactly is Tekton. Now, Tekton is an open source project that provides a framework to create cloud native CI/CD pipelines, and it's actually based on Kubernetes native framework and custom resource definitions. When it comes to UrbanCode Deploy, it's actually a release management and automation deployment tool for an enterprise to manage the releases, automate the deployments, and have the full governance of the deployments activities that happens on the targeted environments. Now, UrbanCode Deploy actually can be deployed as pods on Kubernetes environments, as well as it can be deployed on a VM. However, when it comes to Tekton, it's only a Kubernetes friendly, meaning that you would only use and go with Tekton if you actually have Tekton or if you actually have Kubernetes as your main workload. If I show you this architecture here, it basically describes the steps of a DevOps pipeline within an organization where this organization have VMs, traditional environments, as well as a container platform like OpenShift environments. Now what happens is the application developer basically will go and, let's say, clone the code using Rhapsody or just clone it manually through the command line, and then make the changes, commits the code to a source code repository, and then let's say Jenkins as a CI tool will get triggered, and then it will start doing some execution of stages. Like for example, if we are developing Java applications, so the Maven build is going to be executed, the Maven test is going to be executed. Once the test pass and once the Java build artifact, the jar or the WAR file have been produced by Jenkins, automatically UrbanCode Deploy is going to pick up these build artifacts and then will go and trigger Tekton, or will actually go and deploy the application images directly to the Kubernetes environment. Now this is a very interesting and very critical point here, and we need to spend some time. So you can see that UrbanCode Deploy is actually interacting with Tekton as a CI/CD pipeline for the Kubernetes environment. And then you can see also UrbanCode Deploy is actually interacting with the traditional workloads, the VMs, like WASMD here, JBoss, etc. Now, what's happening here? So if you want actually an organization where you have a similar setup, where you have different workloads type, VMs, bare metals, Kubernetes environments, and so on, it really makes sense to have a centralized orchestration for an automation deployment and release management. And then you will have the supportive tools like Tekton, Jenkins Xmaster, Spinnaker, etc. to actually go and deploy to these niche environments like Kubernetes workload applications. Okay, and why you want to do this? Because you don't want to have different automation deployment tools and different pipelines, okay, and different reports for your application deployment activities. You want to centralize everything in a one tool, and you want the other tools to actually go and trigger the deployment to these targeted environments. So I hope this makes sense. However, a customer where you have Kubernetes environments or infrastructure as your main infrastructure and your main workload, it is actually okay just to go directly and use Tekton as your main CI/CD pipeline tool, as long as your development team, your operation team are okay and happy with the dashboard capabilities. For me, if my organization they are small and they're only focusing on the cloud native type of applications, and we are using only Kubernetes environments, then I would definitely go with Tekton to do the CI/CD practices and automation deployment. But if actually I have more than one team and at the same time I am a medium to large size organization, I would really want to have a centralized place where I am able to govern all the activities of the automation deployment that happens to different environments like the VMs, bare metals, and Kubernetes workloads. And I will be using supportive tools as my CI/CD pipelines. Okay, so I hope this really makes sense. I hope it makes it clear when to actually go with a release management and automation deployment tool versus using a CI/CD pipeline like Tekton, for example. In my next video, I'm actually planning to showcase a simple demonstration where UrbanCode Deploy and Tekton working together to deploy to the Kubernetes environment, and also where UrbanCode Deploy is going to um, execute the automation deployments to these traditional VM environments for the WAS applications or Oracle Web Logic applications, etc. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful and have a nice day.